I got a little drive to where I'm biking today, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm heading out to ride along the Bukhangang, or the North Han River Trail, a scenic part of Korea's Four Rivers Bicycle Trail. And the first order of business is to stamp my bicycle passport. I'll explain more about this in a little bit, but just know that last year I collected all the stamps on the trail from Incheon to Busan. And I now have an official certificate and medal proudly displayed in my office that I'd like to show off. It's not a real gold medal, just gold plated, and when I tried to take a bite out of it, it didn't taste all that good. For those who've never heard of it, the Four Rivers Bicycle Trail is a nationwide network of bike paths that follow Korea's four major rivers: the Han River, Nakdong River, Geum River, and Yeongsan River. Altogether, it stretches over 1,700 kilometers, connecting cities, countryside, coastlines, and even mountain valleys. It runs from Incheon in the northwest down through the heart of the country to Busan. This is the most iconic trail, one that just about every cyclist in Korea wants to do at least once in their life. It spans a total of 633 kilometers, and as for me, I was able to complete it last year over a span of 5 days. But there are other parts of the trail too. Some parts expand north, up to the DMZ, while others reach the southernmost points of the Korean peninsula. Along the way, you'll find these little red booths. They kind of look like old school phone booths. Inside is a stamp and ink pad for your bike passport. It's a pretty fun system. Not only does it help you track your progress, but it also gives you a sense of direction. If you ever get lost, you just need to punch in the next stamp booth in your GPS, and you'll soon find yourself back on track. And every stamp you collect on the way becomes a little marker in the story of your own personal journey. Now, if you collect all the stamps in the official book, it's called a Grand Slam. I would love to accomplish that one day myself, though I'm sure it'll take me many years to complete it. But I'm really looking forward to the challenge. This year, I'm hoping to take a few days to ride the entire East Coast Trail, from the northern edge near Gosung all the way down to Yeongdeok, following the East Sea. Hopefully, I get a chance to complete it, but honestly, more than the accomplishment, I just hope to enjoy the journey. As for today, I'm riding the Bukhangang, or North Han River Trail. The trail starts near Yangpyeong Dumulmori, where the North and South Han Rivers meet. Then it passes through Cheongpyeong and continues all the way up to Chuncheon. The Bukhangang Trail is not a long trail. The total length is about 70 kilometers one way, so a round trip it'd be about 140 kilometers. My goal today is to ride a little past halfway and then head back. I'd love to finish it all in one go, but I need to get back to my kids later in the afternoon, so I'm just not going to have time to complete it all today. Those darn kids. Hey look, I discovered where the Transformers are hiding out lately. You know, having a goal like collecting all the stamps and also having a clear roadmap, you know, with those bright red boosts to guide you along the way, it makes the ride feel more manageable. You know how far you've come, and you know where you're going. But life doesn't always work that way, right? Most of the time, we don't get stamp boosts or neatly marked milestones. We don't always know what the goal is, or even where the path leads. A big part of the journey is just about getting lost and how we handle those moments. But here I am at my next stop.
Alright, I'm at the next stop on the Bukhangang bike trail. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Now for me, one of those moments when I got lost was back in 1993. That year in America, Bill Clinton had just taken office as the 42nd president. Whitney Houston's song, I Will Always Love You, was everywhere. And Jurassic Park had just changed the game for movies with its jaw-dropping special effects and roaring dinosaurs. Meanwhile, in Korea, Kim Young-sam had just become the first civilian president in over 30 years. And musically, a group called Seo and Boys was turning the nation upside down. They were bold, fresh, and different. The original K-pop idols paving the way for the global phenomenon we see today. And what was I doing in 1993? Well, I got lost in, of all places, Canberra, Australia.
G'day, mate. G'day, mate. How are you today? G'day, mate.
It was a place I never imagined I'd ever end up. I probably couldn't even point it out on a map until I got there. Before that year, I was a high school senior in Korea. And if you know anything about Korean high school seniors, you know that their only job, literally their only job, is to study. From the moment you woke up in the morning until well past midnight, the only thing you were meant to do was to study for the college entrance exam. But for me, it was hard. I moved back to Korea about 8 years earlier from the US, and honestly, I never fully adjusted. The language, the culture, the competitiveness, the pressure, it was overwhelming. I never really found my place. So when it came time for me to take the college entrance exams, I bombed, man, and I had nowhere to go. Then one day, my dad came home with an application for the University of Canberra. At the time, the school was still pretty new, and I think their motto was, if you can pay, you can stay. I've heard that it's a pretty good university now, but back then, let's just say they weren't too picky. And so, off I went. I didn't know a single person in Australia. I'd never been there before. I never even transferred flights on my own before, which I had to do in Sydney to get to Canberra. And when I arrived at the tiny airport there, I was safe. But my luggage, it wasn't. It got lost somewhere along the way. I arrived on campus and everything looked different. The nature, the buildings, even the sky, it felt different. And everyone talked kind of funny. I wasn't used to their Aussie accents. I was tired, hungry, jet-lagged, and confused, and all I wanted was a hot shower and something to eat. But I had no clean clothes, and I had no idea where the cafeteria was. At the dorm, there was this kind girl from Argentina who saw that I was in a mess, and she offered me one of her oversized t-shirts so I could at least shower and get changed into something. I was so thankful for that. But after the shower, I had to venture out for food. I didn't know which way to go, so I just wandered onto campus, not really knowing where I was going. I was lost, lonely, in a strange land. I honestly wanted to cry. And then, suddenly, something jumped out of the bush. It was a kangaroo. A real live kangaroo in the flesh. And it stopped, and we just stared at each other for at least, I don't know, maybe about 5 minutes. And in that strange, quiet moment, something shifted. That was the moment I realized I wasn't lost. I was just at the beginning of something new, the beginning of a journey, an adventure. I only spent 1 semester in Canberra. I wish I could have stayed longer, but I ended up getting accepted to a university in the US and continued my adventures there. At this point in the ride, I got pretty hungry, so I found this pizza place in the middle of the bike path. It was surprisingly really good and it was big, so I didn't know if I could finish the whole pizza by myself, but empty plates, baby, always a good thing. I think for many of us, sometimes in life, we're afraid to get lost. We'd rather have more control over our future, our plans, our direction. We'd love to have a roadmap, with signs and markers that clearly tell us where to go and how far we've come. And sure, that would make life a lot easier. But we all know that that's just not how life works. There is no map, no bright red booths to stamp, and without those things, we start to feel lost. And getting lost can be scary. Speaking of lost, I must be lost to have found the Eiffel Tower in the middle of nowhere. But you see, when you don't know what's around the corner, your mind fills in the blanks with darkness and with fear. The unknown, it feels like a threat, not an invitation. And sometimes, because of that fear, we stop. We freeze. We hesitate to move forward. The road ahead, it feels harsh, endless, even pointless. We lose hope. We feel like there is no tomorrow. I reached my final stamp booth for today. I've already ridden about 40 kilometers here, and now this means I gotta ride another 40 kilometers back, but I'm glad I made it this far. I actually have another 30K and 1 more stamp booth to go to finish this course, but I think I'll have to come back and do it another day. But here's the last thing I want to say about getting lost and feeling hopeless. None of us knows what lies ahead. Not one of us. But still, we have to keep going. One step at a time, one day at a time, one pedal at a time. What scares you now may one day become your greatest story, maybe even your funniest memory. Life's funny like that. Unpredictable, messy, sometimes painful, but also full of wonder and beauty. Kind of like this bike ride. Everything will be okay. How do I know? Well, I don't. Not for certain. But I have faith. Faith that it will be okay. Faith in Jesus, that even when I feel lost, He's still with me and He knows the way. So don't lose hope when you get lost. Keep going, keep riding, and along the way, enjoy the journey. If you like the message of this video, then please like and subscribe because it really helps a lot. And see you guys on the next ride.